second part, Act Two of The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Woman. But it was the kid here who knew what was going to happen all the time. He was the one who knew. Steve shouts at his hysterical neighbors. Are you all gone crazy? Pause as he looks about. Stop. A fist crashes at Steve's face, staggering him back out of shot. There are several close-up camera shots suggesting the coming of violence. A hand fires a rifle. A fist clenches. A hand grabs a hammer from Van Horn's body, etc. Meanwhile, we hear the following lines. Dawn. Charlie has to be the one. Where's my rifle? Woman. Les Goodman's the one. His car started. Let's wreck it. Mrs. Goodman. What about Steve's radio? He's the one that called them. Mr. Goodman. Smash the radio. Get me a hammer. Get me something. Steve. Stop. Stop. Charlie. Where's that kid? Let's get him. Man 1. Get Steve. Get Charlie. They're working together. The crowd starts to converge around the mother, who grabs the child and starts to run with him. The crowd starts to follow at first, walking fast and then running after him. We see a full shot of the start of the street as suddenly Charlie's lights go off and the lights in another house go on. They stay on for a moment, then from across the street, other lights go on and off again. Man 1, shouting, It isn't the kid! It's Bob Weaver's house! Woman, it isn't Bob Weaver's house. It's Don Martin's place. Charlie, I tell you, it's the kid. Don, it's Charlie. He's the one. We move to a series of close-ups of various people as they shout, accuse, scream, interspersing these shots with shots of houses as the lights go on and off. And then slowly in the middle of this nightmarish morass of sight and sound, the camera starts to pull away until we've reached the opening shot looking at the Maple Street sign from high above. The camera continues to move away until we dissolve to a shot looking toward a metal spacecraft, which sits shrouded in darkness. An open door throws out a beam of light, the illuminated interior. Two figures silhouetted against the bright lights appeared. We get only a vague feeling of form, but nothing more explicit than that. Figure number 1. Understand the procedure now? Just stop a few of their machines and radios and telephones and lawnmowers. Throw them into darkness for a few hours, and then you just sit back and watch the pattern. Figure 2. And this pattern is always the same? Figure 1. With few variations. They pick the most dangerous enemy they can find, and it's themselves. And all we do is sit back and watch. Figure 2. Then I take it this Maple Street, is not unique? Figure 1. Shaking his head. By no means. Their world is full of Maple Streets, and we'll go from one to the other, and let them destroy themselves. One to the other, one to the other, one to the other. Now the camera pans for a shot of the starry sky. Over this, we hear the narrator's voice. The tools of conquest do not necessarily come with bombs and explosions and fallout. There are weapons that are simply thoughts, attitudes, prejudices, to be found only in the minds of men. For the record, prejudices can kill, and suspicion can destroy. And a thoughtless, frightened search for a scapegoat has a fallout of its own for the children yet unborn. And the pity of it is that these things cannot be confined to the twilight